Guys, welcome back to MLG Orlando Day 3. Now, we actually have one of the most important matches here. It is going to be Slayer's BoxeR against EGIdrA. I want you guys to make as much noise as you actually can here as we introduce these two players. So first off, from Team Evil Geniuses, the Kraken himself, EGIdrA. Now, Greg, you took out BoxeR earlier in this tournament 2-0. How do you think this match is going to go? Are you going to 4-0 him?
It's certainly possible, but he just went through some really good players in Stefano and Sasa. He's playing really well, so I don't know about a 4-0, but I like my chances.
And how important is this match to you personally? BoxeR's been one of the players who's knocked you out of tournaments and defeated you in the past. Looking ahead into this match, are you nervous at all, or are you just going to play your game?
I'm not really nervous. I've already beaten him up here before this event, so any jitters or anything like that is already out. I'm just going to play my game.
All right, we'll give one more cheer, guys, for EGIdrA. Good luck. And now let's introduce the Emperor himself. It is Slayer's BoxeR. Guys, make a ton of noise. Now, BoxeR, EGIdrA took you out 0-2 earlier in this tournament. Are you going to be able to come back?
이제 0대2 상태인데로 출전되었는데 이제 역전하실 수 있으신지.
지금 스코어상으로는 불리한 건 맞지만 이 아이드라 선수의 그 돌파구만 어떻게 찾아낸다면 기세상으로 그 어떻게든 유리한 위치로 끌고 올 수 있다고 생각합니다.
Although I'm behind him in terms of score, if I can find an opening and go through it, I will be able to come back.
Now, how important is it to you for all these fans out here watching you? Do you really thrive on how loud they can actually get?
많은 팬들이 보고 있고 응원하고 있는데 그러니까 진짜 이 팬들의 응원이 그렇게 중요하신지.
네, 어제도 늦게까지 연습을 했던 건 팬 여러분들의 많은 응원을 받고도 그에 그 맞는 경기력을 보여주지 못해서 정말 끝까지 열심히 했던 거고 그 첫날 아이드라 선수한테 첫 패를 하면서 좀 정신적으로 좀 붕괴가 왔었는데 좀 복수를 해야 될 때인 것 같아요.
I actually stayed behind and practiced all night yesterday because I didn't think that I was able to show the fans like the games that they deserved. So, and after I lost to EGIdrA after the first day, like my mental state wasn't very good. So because of that, now I think it's time for revenge.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you. And I have to ask one more time, are you guys ready for this match? All right, well, let's kick it back to the caster desk with Nick and Dan, bringing you guys all the action.
Be ready to go. Are you guys ready for quite possibly one of the best matches here at MLG? All right, they convinced me to start it.
They convinced you.
They convinced me. I was going to hold the audience ransom. I won't start this game without $1,000. Actually, I could charge more than that for that.
I think so, man.
All right, so the game is loading. And when it is all up and running, we're going to throw that up on screen for you guys. It should be pretty epic. EGIdrA, a player who's known. Well, actually, let me go ahead and introduce the players first now that it's up. Over here in the upper left, perhaps the most influential figure in esports history over the decade. Not just in StarCraft, but in esports overall. We have the Emperor, Slayer's BoxeR. Quite a cheer for him there. Wonderful to have the same over here. In the bottom right, we have Release the Kraken, EGIdrA.
There he is, focusing, twitching a bit. Well, Slayer's BoxeR is going to be making a wall in. EGIdrA, I'm sure, will go hatchery first. You know, that's just his style. He wants to get that economy going, tasteless. And, you know, we've known EGIdrA for a very, very, very long time. We've known him since he was a little noobin in StarCraft 1. Did you ever think that we would be here watching him against BoxeR in the MLG in StarCraft 2?
You know, it's so funny. I never would have expected to see him this far and doing this well now. And we, as you said, we've known him for a long time. He actually used to live down the street from me for a little bit in Korea, so I would see him almost every day. And this guy works really hard, and he really has an incredibly strong understanding of the game. If you ever chat him up.
Yeah, he certainly does. One of the players that truly does understand it after living in Korea for so long. In fact, one of the truly successful players ever to go to Korea.
Yeah.
Really stayed there for a long time, years and years training to get to this level that he's at now.
Yeah, and he's somebody who's actually endured the Korean experience. Most people, they have their pride. They're from their own country. They're the best in their own country. And they say to themselves, I'm going to go to Korea, and I'm going to be just as good as the Koreans, or almost as good. And they basically find out that actually they're not even comparable.
Yeah.
They're not even in the same league. Oftentimes they leave frustrated, wanting to go back to a location where they are number one, but that's not IdrA. IdrA stayed there for a very long time until he had this opportunity to join EG and move to the States. He trained out there for, how long was IdrA in Korea? Was he there for 3
He was there for about 3 years.
Yeah.
About 3 years. Well, we do have the drones transferring down to the natural expansion. IdrA still has not gotten a gas, while BoxeR looks to be going for a reactored Hellion build. Now, IdrA has scouted that out with a drone, so he knows what's going on. And that means that we're either going to see him go Roach or some spine crawlers with queens for defense. Because, without that gas, Zerglings that are slow, you can go them, but it can be a little bit risky if your opponent makes a ton of Hellions.
IdrA generally one of the more greedy players out of all races.
He's not greedy, Tasteless. He just wants what's coming to him.
And because he is somebody who wants to acquire so much resources, so many resources early on in the game, usually the moment that we see IdrA lose a game is early.
Yeah.
He's even left games where he's lost a drone out of frustration.
That's right, but not recently. He's been doing greatly, winning tournaments all over the place, ranking highly in them as well, and finally got that burden off his back earlier on in the tournament, and finally beat BoxeR in an official match, something he was unable to do before.
Spine crawler on the way here. That's going to be integral for the defense against whatever Slayer's BoxeR's going to throw at him.
It looks like IdrA does not want to actually go Roaches against this, just going to use a spine crawler and a few slow Zerglings on the creep. He's going to have to zone those pretty well, making queens as well. All he has to do is prevent these Hellions from really killing anything without losing too many of his Lings or Queens.
Point of interest here is going to be this little lane that we have moving down this way. The Hellions can go around that. We'll see if they actually end up doing it, and from there he can hit the drones.
Well, a few Hellions out in the front. They're going to deny any creep tumors from spreading, and that's one of the greatest things you can do with a build like this. More and more Zerglings on the way for IdrA, and looks like he wants to get enough to run out there and maybe surround some of these Hellions.
Landing a few mules here. Slayer's BoxeR about 10 supply away from IdrA, and of course it is because IdrA is so perfect in his production. I've competed against IdrA, played against him in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, and what it feels like to play against IdrA is it's a sensation of, oh my God, this guy has so much stuff.
Yeah.
Every time you engage him, he has the absolute maximum amount of things you could have at that point in time.
Absolutely. He knows all the times to get those drones out. In fact, he's already up around 40 against the 30 SCVs, and that lead should just continue to grow.
Hellions actually,
Hellions having a
it's like
hoedown.
bumper cars right now with these waypoints. Note the position of the evolution chamber. That's to make less surface area here for the Hellions to pass through, if they decide to pass through. And wow, take a look here, Joseph.
Quick third base. This is pretty popular if you do make a lot of Hellions. They control the map. They prevent any units from walking across the map. And it's just kind of a smart move. BoxeR looking to play a macro game against IdrA, which is something that he did the other day as well when he lost. And you've got to be careful about that. There's not many players in the world that can take macro games off of IdrA.
Whenever I play against IdrA and beat IdrA, it was never a macro game, man.
No, it was not.
That was definitely never a macro game. So, the refinery is on the way now. Actually, all the refineries.
And as we see on the production tab, a Spire coming up. A few banelings being made just for defense, just in case. You always want just a couple of them sitting around. And IdrA even throwing up a macro hatch. So he's going pretty hardcore right now on just these few bases. And that's going to really pay off for him. You know, he's going to have enough units that nothing's going to happen to him. And he might even be able to, if he can get a lucky surround on the Hellions, get over there and cause some damage to Slayer's Boxer's third base.
Also, look at how good IdrA's spreading the creep here so he can have his creep tumors hop over to where the Overlord is a little bit more quickly.
That's right, the Hellions still trying to find a way to get in here and stop creep tumors, but you cannot let them sit on creep or the Zerglings will come and start to wreck them. Now we do have Blue Flame being upgraded for BoxeR and also getting a reactor on his starport. So it looks like we're going to have a very powerful Marine Blue Flame Hellion timing here. And this is going to be pretty scary for IdrA, but he does have Banelings. He has Baneling speed almost done, some Mutas on the way as well. He might be able to hold this, but a lot of this game is going to come down to exactly how this goes.
Yeah, it's going to come down to control right now. By the way, IdrA is doing such a good job spreading his creep.
Yeah, considering this great little containment by these Hellions, he is indeed. IdrA's macro hatch does come up. That's going to be very, very important. And Slayer's BoxeR actually backing up. That's actually pretty smart. You know, he realizes, okay, this is a little bit dangerous right now. I don't quite have Blue Flame yet. Those Zerglings could actually do some damage. And just goes back to that watchtower to really see what's coming at him.
All right, he needs to be careful. You cannot afford to lose too many Mutas in this matchup. The Mutas really allow you to dictate where the Terran is allowed to be. It changes the entire way the game is functioning once the Mutalisks come out, because as you can see, they can fly anywhere. Unlike the Marines, that would be a scary thing, flying Marines, Artosis. But back on a point, he is just making sure that he's controlling the movement of this army.
That's right. Now, Slayer's BoxeR does have 3 bases up. His supply is a bit above IdrA's, as IdrA does finish to the hatch at his third base. But I'm really liking the position of Slayer's BoxeR. If he just adds a ton of production right now and just macros his BoxeR Tushy off, he is going to just be in a great spot.
Getting the engineering bay and armory now. And the spread, by the way, guys, is very intentional. It's to make sure that Banelings can't do as much splash damage and destroy all these units. And IdrA may not have realized how soon that expansion was taken. Actually, he may have already known, excuse me, because, yeah, he would have seen that.
Now, Slayer's BoxeR is actually in a great spot. He has so many missile turrets around the map that IdrA has not done any damage whatsoever with his Mutas. That's something IdrA really relies on quite a bit. He loves that multitasking, forcing his opponent to make mistakes, forcing little amounts of damage throughout the game, but no damage is actually being done, and IdRA's going to have to fall back on pure macro, which, well, you know, you would think that wouldn't really make him upset, but the third base of BoxeR has been up for a lot longer.
All right, IdrA, surprisingly, is still 10 supply ahead of Slayer's BoxeR. He's been about 10 supply ahead the entire time. Now, now he's almost 20 supply ahead. So his macro starting to pick up, and this is the moment where IdrA enters his element. This is what he's built up for at this entire moment.
Well, if he somehow gets in here and catches BoxeR off guard, the game could end just so quickly. BoxeR's siege mode just finishing up now. He's going to have to siege up. It's very important to target the Banelings with the siege tanks, and IdRA's getting ready, man.
All right. Oh, overextension there. He's retreating. He's got to be careful because, as you can see, when Zerglings and Banelings retreat, they sort of make a line formation. That's exactly when Hellions do the most damage to them.
A lion formation. It's a pride of Zerglings over there.
That's right.
We have a 4th base going up for IdrA. He's just kind of spreading his creep, still realizing, okay, this is so hard to attack into. Slayer's BoxeR has great defense, but IdrA is almost maxed out already, getting that infestation pit, and Slayer's BoxeR not too far behind at 176 against the 189 of IdrA.
Slayer's BoxeR, he's going to need to catch up here. He's throwing down his own barracks. I have to say, this is some of the best macro I've ever seen Slayer's BoxeR have. Normally his macros are falters.
You know, you can see he is sitting there just really paying attention. That practice last night for him must have really paid off. He's much more focused today, and he's looking very strong. He's just about hitting his max. Some more Marines and a Thor on the way. And if he can get up into that middle without losing all his units, there we go! That is a ton of units. IdrA just rolling in so many Banelings, and BoxeR does not quite target them down correctly. The Banelings doing insane amounts of damage, but BoxeR still has Marines left.
You know, the really important fact about that attack is not that Slayer's BoxeR survived, but that all the siege tanks were destroyed. When you lose all those siege tanks, suddenly banelings become so deadly because there's no way to shoot them down easily.
That's very true.
The game's AI doesn't prioritize banelings over zerglings or anything like that. So, you know, if you just don't have enough of a good spread, all your stuff is going to die so quickly.
Very, very true. We do have BoxeR adding more and more production facilities. He actually needs even more than that. You know, if he had a third factory, maybe another starport, he could get these units out a little bit quicker and keep the pressure on IdrA. But as is, IdrA looking pretty good. Nice little catch there with the mutas.
Oh no, what are these Marines doing? All right, that was a big mistake there by Slayer's BoxeR. Supply did be down into 163 compared to a maxed out IdrA.
Yeah, that's right. Now, one thing to note is we have 89 SCVs against 84 drones, so actually Slayer's BoxeR has an insane economy, and oh my! Flying over there, seeing the Thor, realizing can't really attack with that right now. You have to magic box that Thor, but that makes them weaker against Marines.
All right, Slayer's BoxeR said it's time to move, but IdrA is saying hell no.
That's a lot of banelings coming in there, but actually not all of them hit. A ton of mutas and lings left, and IdrA, how do you have this many units just barreling through Slayer's BoxeR right now?
And that's it, man. Slayer's BoxeR is in a world of hurt. He's loses production facilities. IdrA will be remaxed in less than a minute, and all these mutalisks are going to wipe out these Marines, the siege tanks, everything. IdrA continuing to reproduce rapidly down here in his base. Slayer's BoxeR at almost half the supply of IdrA.
About 1,000 depots do go underground as these mutas continue to destroy everything BoxeR has. The supply of BoxeR just not going up now, and some zerglings run by as those depots are down. There's just no way for BoxeR to make units. All of his production facilities are surrounded right now.
Every single mutalisk in this situation and come back and win. Yeah, he's just dominating that badly.
Wouldn't even be that hard for him. He does have that 5th base up right now. You know, he's just killing off absolutely everything. Slayer's BoxeR, though, he never gives up. He never surrenders. A man truly to be admired.
Again, you rarely ever see this, but when you have this many production facilities, normally eventually the mutalisks have to leave, but not in this case.
GG.
Well played. GG. IdrA so far winning game number 1.
That's right, and it's extended series, so he's actually up 3-0. Slayer's BoxeR has to win 4 games in a row. If he loses one more, IdrA will advance, eliminating the Emperor.
This is such a difficult thing to do for Slayer's BoxeR. He's not somebody, as I said before, who goes 3-0 or 5-0 against his opponent. He usually has a pretty close series, but his strategies are so good, so crippling. That's how he manages to win. So let's see if Slayer's BoxeR can have the comeback of the century at MLG, or if we're going to see IdrA close us out with a 4-0. See you soon. Welcome back to MLG. We are here with Slayer's BoxeR against IdrA, two of the, I would say, two of the biggest personalities in esports, two of the most accomplished players, 2 legends duking it out. Slayer's BoxeR has had success before against IdrA, but this time around he is just in quite a dilemma here.
You know, as you said, 2 very polarizing figures. You know, IdrA, you either love him or you hate him. BoxeR, you either love him or you're ruining esports.
Looks like the countdown has started. IdrA has got to be feeling so confident. He is allowed to mess up so many more times.
Yeah, he can mess up 3 games in a row and still win, Tasteless.
So I don't know what strategy we're going to see from Slayer's BoxeR, but whatever his best strategy is, he's got to use it now.
Yeah.
He is on the line. Over here in the upper right, we have the Emperor. He's in a very difficult position. Make some noise. Maybe he can make it through this.
And then down here in the bottom left of Zelnog Caverns, we have one of the great hopes of America. It is none other than EG's EGIdrA.
Now this is a map Slayer's BoxeR I think can and should win on. It's not an easy map, Berserk. And let's talk about that for a minute. If you watch GSL, you've heard me say this 1,000 times, but some people haven't seen that show yet. So at this location over here, this is a giant amount of surface area to cover. And that's tough because Zerg needs to get that expansion up early. The second problem, the rocks over here make getting to third base basically a very difficult thing, because when you're taking a third base, you want to be making drones. If you're not making drones, then your, oh my God, actually none of this matters, I'm sorry, because he is going to go ahead and get a barracks right here, so this is not going to be your standard Terran versus Zerg.
Yeah, that is a proxy barracks right there. Will he send down another SCV? Yes, he will, Tasteless. We're going to have a double proxy barracks. Will the Overlord see it? We don't know. IdrA's flight path could change. On the current flight path it's on, though, it should not end up seeing those barracks.
All right, let's see the Overlord getting closer here.
IdrA is actually starting another drone, by the way, after that hatchery. Hatchery pool is going to be the best way to hold this, not hatchery drone pool.
Is he going to get that spawning pool up? It starts now.
But barracks of BoxeR is almost done right now. And IdrA's going to have to react very strongly and very quickly against this, and I think he will. He's been bunker rushed by BoxeR more times than I can count on both hands with all my fingers and all my toes.
Well, guys, let's face it. This is going to come down to micro in this situation. This should not be a long game. Either IdrA holds it and pushes BoxeR back into his base, or IdrA loses the hatchery, loses any way to gain an economy.
Oh, and IdrA's drone just found it, Tasteless. This is going to be intense.
He knows.
IdrA already sending some drones down to the natural. Got to take care of the SCV. If he can kill the SCV, that will be huge. BoxeR has to be careful with this SCV, but the Marine coming, that's going to help out a lot. He's got to run that back. Nice micro so far by Slayers BoxeR. Oh, but IdrA almost killing off an SCV, and it looks like he will. Not killing any SCVs yet, both very deep in the red. Tasteless. Okay, one does go down on that bunker.
He could still get this SCV. He could still get this SCV. Will he, though?
Oh, man, and
he does.
That is absolutely huge, but drones are going down. And you never know, IdrA can win just one game more in 4, so the angry IdrA could make an appearance again. And, but it looks like it won't. He's just making a lot of lings. Will we just see an all-in?
I would think so. I think in this position, and by the way, Slayers BoxeR has too much money. Well, he won't in a minute because he's going to make this command center here, it looks like. Here's the problem. Slayers BoxeR has his barracks in the middle of the map. And obviously you need to have your barracks normally in here in a normal StarCraft game because the Zerglings can come out like they are now and destroy the Marines as they pop up. And Slayers BoxeR's control is too good.
Yeah, very nice stutter step micro there by Slayers BoxeR. We do have a lot of slow lings out and some more on the way, but he's got to be careful. You know, Marines can just out micro slow Zerglings all day long, and IdrA could be in trouble still. I think this little push is going to do a lot of damage, especially considering a lot of his lings are up across the map.
All right, some Zerglings going around here. Nothing really to defend. The SCVs will be picked up here, specifically the one that is making the command center. And this is exactly the fundamental problem after a failed rush with 2 barracks in the middle of the map is you can't defend your home and attack at the same time.
Oh, take out one of these Zerglings. Oh, that is really bad for IdrA. The Marine count continues to grow while the SCV count, or rather the Zergling count continues to shrink. A lot of Zerglings are forced to be made by BoxeR here. We're going to have to see, can IdrA actually take these out on the creep? It is going to be a lot easier at least. Slayers BoxeR, though, very smartly continues to just walk back and forth. Oh, and forcing a cancel. This is like a point of no return for both players, man. I mean, IdRA's made a ton of Zerglings, and Slayers BoxeR are actually starting to defend at home. Very smart move. In fact, he's going to lift off his 2 barracks, and all he has to do right now is go home and turtle a bit, and IdrA is going to be in a terrible spot. He's only on 19 drones still with 29 slow Zerglings.
Yeah, I think he did not realize. First of all, he probably should not have continued to attack this command center. I would have actually gone up into the main since it was exposed and there were no barracks done yet. But yeah, IdrA not in the amazing situation he should be in.
Yeah, you know, Slayers BoxeR is so smart, walking back and forth, never overcommitting, not even once. And now that's going to pay off for him. He's still in this game despite failing the bunker rush.
The drones mining at the extractor now. IdrA finally teching here. And I got to say, normally these games don't end up as long, drawn-out games after this, but I think this is going to be that rare exception.
We'll see. Excuse me.
Oh, little
Slayers
guy.
BoxeR, he is not a guy that gives up. You know, he doesn't leave games tasteless, whether he's alive or dead.
He can't give up right now. His tournament life is on the line. Slayers BoxeR moving out now.
We have 10 more lings on the way as well as a Baneling Nest. Looks like IdrA is definitely going to all in from here. In fact, We'll have to see if he even tries to get speed. I think he might save all, 22 lings on the way. I think he's going to save all his gas for banelings and just try to roll BoxeR over. If BoxeR doesn't make any bunkers, he could be in a terrible spot from this. With no stim, Marines are just terrible against ling baneling.
Yeah, they're actually so bad, but this is very not like IdrA what we're seeing here.
Oh, in fact, he's making a round of drones and speed right now. Kind of interesting. I think
he's trying to go for the ultimate baneling bust once the units are basically parked down here, which is happening right now.
The fact, though, that he made 5 drones there after a bunch more Zerglings really confuses me. I think that he thought BoxeR was going to all in after making him cancel that command center, but BoxeR just remade it. And I mean, as far as drones versus SCVs, we have 34 against 28. Oh my.
Oh, this is the worst possible thing to happen when you're doing this baneling build here. Pulling some of those back in there.
16 more lings on the way. IdrA, I think from here, 100% is going to all in Tasteless. I cannot imagine him keeping his cool right now. There's no way to come back economically. Slayer's BoxeR just so far ahead in that area.
No, stim is not done, so the Marines won't get that speed advantage to retreat. The banelings are almost done here, but Slayer's BoxeR is getting a 6 spread.
That's a beautiful spread indeed. The banelings trying to come in here, not doing any damage yet, killing very few. But there are a lot of Zerglings left over.
Speed is about to finish. More Zerglings spilling out here now.
12 more on the way. Speed does finish. These Marines will be cleaned up.
Back at home in Slayer's BoxeR's base, he's making a 3rd bunker here and starting to build a wall. He knows there's a high chance that IdrA will turn around with an all-in. IdrA making more banelings, but now 6 more drones and taking an extractor. We may see this go into another game.
Well, Slayer's BoxeR very well defended. When IdrA sees that, he is just going to continue to make some drones. Some nice harassment here on the side. Just picking off what he can with what he's got. That is the sign of a great player.
Ooh, nice.
That is nice. To just use what he has, no matter what the situation, and gain something from it.
The hatchery is on the way now. Macro hatchery here. Layer starting just now. I think he's going to take these banelings and just slip in here and try to kill some SCVs.
Yeah,
he may want to wait a little bit longer until there are more SCVs. Well, actually, with 2 mules here.
There he goes.
All right, here we go. Is he paying attention? Nice.
Does take out a couple mules. That's a good 600 minerals gone that Slayer's BoxeR could have mined with those.
So that's actually better than killing a command center.
In some ways.
As weird as that sounds to say.
Well, right now, IdrA just teching up, and we don't see the exact plan. I think he's going to try to transition this into a normal game, though, make Mutalisks, and take his 3rd base. And that's pretty smart. IdrA is keeping his cool. He's saying, okay, BoxeR, I just completely owned you this weekend. I'm already up 3-0. I think that I can do it again, even from a slightly behind position.
It's actually pretty rare to see a success when you see players change gears like this. For instance, Slayer's BoxeR making the barracks here, and now he's in a standard game scenario, or IdrA going to do a Zergling Baneling all in, and then actually going back to a normal game. So this game is actually quite unique for those reasons.
Well, 3rd base going up. Slayer's BoxeR coming out with a little timing attack here. He's got to be careful, though. A lot of Zerglings are being produced. 2 siege tanks are out. Of course, those will do wonders against the banelings.
This timing attack not so bad, considering IdrA is taking a 3rd base right now. So some of his money is being invested into benefits he's going to be receiving later on, rather than benefits he's going to have now.
That's right, and actually IdrA's setting up for a monster flank. There's not that many Marines out there. You have combat shields and stim, though. +1 is going to finish pretty soon, but IdrA should attack before then.
Queen taking hits. He needs to pull the Queen back.
And here we go. IdrA with the flank incoming. A lot of banelings and Zerglings from both sides. And IdrA will call.
Actually, Slayer's BoxeR's control is pretty good, apparently.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
That was
holds.
IdrA should have won that, but Slayer's BoxeR's control is so good.
IdrA making a lot more lings right now. Slayer's BoxeR continuing to push forward. Baneling speed almost done. 12 Banes on the way.
These Banes take it feels like forever. In a situation like this, hatchery getting lower. He's going to lose his expansion.
Don't worry, he larva injected the last second Tasteless.
I saw that.
Well, IdrA does have that 3rd base up, so he can send drones over.
This is actually exactly what you want to do. Slayer's BoxeR is so good. He kills the hatchery and leaves.
Exactly. The Baneling speed is done, and IdrA is a rolling up. Siege Shanks do siege up. Oh, I think that's GG. Slayer's BoxeR maybe on the comeback trail here, Tasteless.
That was a really good game. That ending as well, when we saw him target fire with the two takes, the exact center of the ball of Banelings.
Yeah,
that was actually the end of
pretty
the game.
sick, man. I mean, that can absolutely end a game for you right away, but IdrA still has a lot more chances. Slayer's BoxeR has to do that 3 more times in a row, or he is out.
And what a great series we have so far. But again, Slayer's BoxeR still in a pickle. He's got to get out of it. We'll be back soon to see if he survives this or if IdrA's going to move on here at MLG. And we're back here with an epic match between Slayer's BoxeR and IdrA. Either IdrA is going to close this out and move on, or we're about to see an insanely epic comeback here for Slayer's BoxeR.
Seriously, if he comes back from this, man, he could start his own religion. You know, that is just, he would be that good.
I think he's already done that. He already has so many followers right now. I'm definitely a member of the Church of Slayer's BoxeR. So we have started the countdown. The game will soon be loading, and we're going to see exactly what kind of strategies Slayer's BoxeR is going to try to use in this match. Now remember, Slayer's BoxeR is well known for doing a barracks rush, like we saw there, the double barracks rush. And he's good at it, and I'm not surprised that he won, but you can't win the next 3 games in a row doing that strategy. Eventually, he's just going to stop it. Now down here in the south. Oh, whoa.
Slayer's BoxeR deciding that it is time to bust out the ballsy moves, Tasteless. But let's introduce them real quick. If you think Slayer's BoxeR and his gold mineral strategy can take this game, let us hear ya.
Or if you want to see IdrA go, cut that crap out, BoxeR. You can't do a strategy that crazy. Make it up. Give it up for IdrA. Everybody's like, oh no, actually I want to see that work. It'd be really cool.
Well, the gold-based strategy, Tasteless,
This strategy is actually kind of old.
It is old. This was around during the beta.
Yeah.
Forever ago. Well, we'll see if he can actually get something done with it. I will be so impressed if he can take this game, but it should catch IdrA quite off guard, that's for sure.
Well, IdrA is not good against these types of strategies.
Yeah.
In fact, he hates people that use these kind of strategies because he feels like they're playing the game improperly. IdrA, a very orthodox StarCraft player. And of course, Slayer's BoxeR, the polar opposite, the very unorthodox player.
That is right, Tasteless. Slayer's BoxeR getting a ton of income right now. Getting that first barracks up, we'll probably just see a lot of barracks made and just a huge rally. That's what you always see with a strategy like this.
Oh man, so a lot of this will boil down to when does IdrA realize that something's wrong?
Yeah.
Now, of course, this is a very common location to build proxy barracks too, so there's actually a chance he will check this location for a completely different reason.
Well,
And have the sickest heart palpitation ever as he realizes the strategy is actually about to be
When you see that, Tasteless, your mind races. Will he check the watch hour? No, he will not. Oh my God, Tasteless. This means that BoxeR's going to have precious more seconds. And as soon as his drone goes up, he's going to look back at the other main that his Overlord went through and be like, what? And then he's going to realize it's the gold base.
Okay. Now he's going to go check. And of course, I think he knows what's going on now. He's saying, is he actually doing that really wonky gold-based strategy?
And he
is.
IdrA does find it. And right now, BoxeR is making a bunker near the hatchery, Tasteless. But IdrA hasn't noticed. He hasn't sent any drones. But now, sending a huge conga line of drones.
Is he going to get the SCV?
Oh my God! Absolutely insane.
But there's another SCV on the way. He can. Well, actually, it's going to be pretty close. No, with the Zerglings coming out, the bunker will be denied.
Wow, that bunker, Tasteless. I mean,
that was like less than half a second away from finishing.
That's like one nail needs one more pound of a hammer to make that bunker operational. I think Marines could go in there anyways.
It should have still worked.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is where this is getting weird, Artosis.
Yeah,
he's taking gas. This is not how you're supposed to normally do the strategy, which means he has a different way of approaches. 2 gases now.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, I wonder if he's going to tech up into Hellions here, or maybe something insane like a couple Banshees. Huh.
I think reactored Hellions would be really good off 2 factories.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's his choice, but that's what you would think. You know, that's the first thing that came to mind. So for that reason, Slayer's BoxeR may not do it. He's a player that just thrives on being unpredictable.
Spinecrawler turning its head.
Did one of those little head nods at the Marines. The Marines head nodded back and turned around. Mutual respect.
And we have the factory coming up here. Now, here's something to note, because a lot of people are probably saying to themselves, well, he's got the gold base. This is, you know, he's going to have such an edge right now on IdrA. And in some ways he will, but there are actually less mineral patches here.
Yeah, the
than there are
actual
here.
saturated income of just SCVs on a gold base versus a blue mineral base is actually extremely close to one another. But when you add in the mules, of course, that makes the gold base even better, and you don't need as many SCVs as well.
Yeah.
So we have a Roach Warren and Speed going up for IdrA, and, well, another Barracks for Slayer's BoxeR. So I guess he's going to go into Starport here.
The
Perhaps just medevacs.
IdrA now moving these spine crawlers, making potholes all over the Zerg territory. And it looks to me like we are, in fact, going to see, yeah, a Banshee. Well, weird.
Yeah, but, you know, that's something that's going to be pretty decent here, unless IdrA was to rush to mutas, and that's definitely not something, as a Zerg player, you would think to do in this situation.
Yeah.
Oh, he took the gold. Oh, I need mutas. No, that's not how your brain works. And if it does, then maybe you're just a better human than I am. But, you know, that's actually kind of clever for that reason.
Also, guys, important to note, well, hold on, we have Mike right back behind us on the watchtower. Look at that positioning. And he's actually going to get way more Zerglings than you would ever expect.
Yeah.
Because of that.
That was a total Leonidas maneuver right there. And killing off those Zerglings, you know, the supplies are actually pretty close. And, oh, wait, that's actually, he's making Siege Tank, and it looks like he will go for the Banshees as well.
I wanted to mention this. You have to expand again when you have this strategy, the gold base. You'll actually mine out this location so fast with mules, and also you have so many extra minerals, the only thing you can do is try to get another base where you can get more gases.
And here comes some roaches. It's going to be a little bit scary, but a Siege Tank is out. If BoxeR micros this correctly, should be fine, but a lot of Zerglings are on the way, actually. This is going to be pretty scary. The Banshee coming out as well. Slayer's BoxeR's in trouble. This is a ton of roaches, and he might be able to take out this Siege Tank. He does.
He needs to get that other Siege Tank.
Oh, he's not targeting anything. He's actually just letting those roaches attack whatever they want.
This is so weird. This is like a game where Slayer's BoxeR took the gold base, and now we're going to see like a 1-1-1 rush.
This is, you know, the fact that IdrA didn't target is actually really bad. If he had taken those roaches and targeted constantly with them, he could have chosen what to get rid of.
Oh, are you serious? He doesn't know about this?
No, he does not.
Okay, the Banshee's coming out now.
Yeah, IdrA might think he's all in right now, by the way, as well. We do have some spores on the way. But, you know, when he actually attacks the front of the base, there's no spores up there.
And now we see the Banshee getting chased out. And, you know, I think the Banshee would have played a much better role had IdrA not known that was coming with that roach attack. Even though the roach attack kind of failed, he did manage to at least get that important piece of intel.
Right, true. We do have some speedlings running around the map as the Banshee's going back to heal up a bit. The gold base almost mined out of minerals right now, so he's going to have to transfer over to his very odd second base in the back middle of the map.
All right, IdrA starting to check all these locations. You got to see.
Really? Really?
Oh my God!
He clicked a Zergling there. It'll be all right. He's going to scout it now.
There he goes. He knows now.
And IdrA finds the base. That's very bad for Slayer's BoxeR. It's going to be hard to defend all these locations.
And he's transferring SCVs already. And this is kind of the problem, is actually none of these locations that Slayer's BoxeR wants to expand to are very easy to get to.
That's right. Zergling is going to be nothing but a nuisance this entire time, Tasteless. So Slayer's BoxeR deciding, okay, it's time to go attack. This might even turn into an all-in here.
All right. Zerglings can counterattack into this main base. Don't forget, guys.
More Banshees and Siege Tanks and Marines on the way.
The Banshee will be great against the roaches as long as the Queens don't shoot it down. Siege up the Siege Tanks.
We have combat shields for the Marines, but no more than that. No other upgrades. They cannot stem. IdrA with a lot of roaches and a lot of lings.
Here we go. He's moving in. Roaches and Zerlings coming in for a beautiful surround. And this should be enough Roaches. Transfusion being set on these Roaches. And actually, the Roach number is getting smaller. This Banshee doing too much damage.
He's holding on, Tasteless. What is going on here? Slayer's BoxeR defeating the army of EGIdrA. I don't even know what to say, Tasteless.
But there are more Roaches and Zerlings here. It's not quite over yet. We'll know after this battle. The SCV's repairing the Banshee. There's no real queen out here to help defend. The Banshee's doing too much damage.
Oh my God, Tasteless. He's got a target on that queen. It's the only thing that can hit the Banshee right now. That Banshee being worth its weight in gold.
He's won.
Absolutely amazing attack by Slayer's BoxeR here.
That was actually so incredible. He's going to be careful not to lose these Banshees. And this is just insane.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't think the strategy was going to work.
No, I don't think anyone did. Well, maybe only Slayer's BoxeR, and GG! Slayer's BoxeR on the comeback trail, winning his second game and causing Artosis to get nerd chills.
Yeah, that is actually, that game was so good. That strategy so original. Not even so much as taking the gold base. That's a pretty rare strategy, of course. But
he was ready to go in a macro game off that.
Yeah, he was like, well, we're going to play a normal game from here. And let me tell you something. That's how you're going to beat somebody like EGIdrA.
That's
you're going to get them out of his element.
That's how cool that guy is. And in fact, we do have to point out that BoxeR just won 2 games right in a row. And that's something that kind of tilts EGIdrA.
Yeah.
Can EGIdrA actually keep his cool? Now he only has one more mistake to make. If he loses the next game, then it's all tied up.
Then it's over. All right, guys, we're going to go to a commercial break, but when we're back, we'll have more of this epic series between Slayer's BoxeR and EGIdrA. Welcome back, guys. Tasteless and Artosis, Tasteless, the casting Archon here for you guys. And this match is so
it's out of control, Tasteless. I thought that EGIdrA was going to 2-0 after that
me too.
first dominating game, but then Slayer's BoxeR just says, you know what? I'm the Emperor, and this is not over until I say it's over.
Well, it looks like the players are ready. Excuse me. And we're going to be getting this going. You guys excited for this next game?
They're ready, Tasteless.
It's time.
Let's do it. Ooh, Slayer's BoxeR against EGIdrA. EGIdrA up 3-2 in an
What
extended
strategy
series.
is he going to use? I don't know.
It's Tuldarum Altar. It could be anything, Tasteless.
Yeah.
It could be absolutely anything.
I don't know. It looks like so far Slayer's BoxeR's thrown away any orthodox standard play, but is instead interested in doing some of the most creative strategies we could ever see. Down or up here in the upper right side of the map, we have quite possibly the comeback king. Give it up for Slayer's BoxeR. And in the opposite side of the map, his current rival. He'll do anything to stop him now. Give it up for EGIdrA.
Well, they are extremely far away positions here, and that is going to work in favor of EGIdrA. It's going to be much harder to hit any timing attacks for Slayer's BoxeR, but I'm sure that he has a plan.
Yeah. I didn't see any SCBs or command centers move so far, so I don't know what to expect.
Wouldn't that be funny to move your command center on this map? A map with no gold minerals. All right, Slayer's BoxeR already doing something a little aberrant.
Look at you with your big words.
I know. I looked that up last night in the thesaurus to impress everyone.
So a barracks over here, and it looks like it's going to be another BBS strategy. Barracks. Oh no, actually supply barracks, excuse me. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel like when EGIdRA's playing against Slayer's BoxeR in this situation, maybe you should go spawning pool first.
Maybe you should. You know, if you go speed first, though, there are some really tricky timings that your opponent can throw at you. You know, if they make Marines non-stop and sometimes send their SCVs a la bit-by-bit prime style, then you can be in some trouble. So Zergs normally tend to just have the game decided a little bit earlier with, you know, a lot of defense with drones at their natural.
All right, so this won't be too bad for EGIdRA, because if you really look at the proximity of the two bases, or actually even to be more specific, this base to these two barracks, it's still one hell of a walk.
Yeah, that's a long way. and BoxeR doesn't even know where he is right now, but you know, IdrA's going to have to pull up in time. Basically, he's going to be counting on IdrA not just blindly making too much defense before IdrA scouts what's going on.
Now, when Slayer's BoxeR identifies where IdrA is, he will probably send additional SCVs. It's just so important that you get your army there as quickly as possible, get the bunker up, and I've said this several times during these series, but it's just true. This is always going to be a matchup that comes down to control when players are doing these kinds of strategies.
Well, a lot of Marines are on the way. He knows where IdrA is. IdrA's making 2 queens and 4 lings, a decent amount of defense to start. Now, a drone is going to go over and scout towards Slayer's BoxeR. Will Marines pass it and show his strategy? Oh my god, a lot of SCVs are coming, Tasteless. Oh my god.
Well, this game will be a short one.
It will indeed. IdrA throwing up 3 spine crawlers immediately in his natural. This is going to be just so deadly. 4 lings on the way right now. Those spine crawlers are going to be huge.
Is this going to work?
I don't know.
If he gets the bunker up over here, I guess the spine crawlers aren't in range, and he could probably shoot down the hatchery. I mean, the spine crawlers will finish.
All right, Tasteless, here we go. Bit by bit.
He's moving in.
And he's going to try to block off all of these Zerglings with the SCVs. Doing a good job so far. Going after this spine crawler. He really wants to make that spine crawler die. That's going to be a pain if there's 3 of them out. Slayer's BoxeR holding off the lings thus far. Will finish this bunker as well.
The bunker completes. The Marines enter, and they can hit the hatchery.
Well, he looks like he's going to try to move some of these spine crawlers around and get into range. Of course, the range of a spine crawler, 1 more than Marines in a bunker.
Yep, just like in StarCraft 1. But it's a little bit hard to map out the positioning of that spine crawler to get it over there in that spot. But don't forget, guys, the SCVs can repair the bunker. So it'll probably do, okay, can he hit it? No, he's still not in range.
Yeah, he's messing up a little bit. The Zergling's coming in. Slayer's BoxeR with some very, very nice micro right here. The spine crawler's finally one gets into the distance to hit. But that hatchery is very low on health, has only a third of its health left. 4 SCVs repairing non-stop.
Spine crawler getting lower.
Oh my god, Tasteless.
He's going to lose it.
Slayer's BoxeR looks like he might break this natural expansion.
And the hatchery is about to be destroyed.
Oh my god, what are we seeing here? Slayer's BoxeR taking out that natural expansion. I can't believe this, Tasteless. IdrA does not even have gas right now. I think he might just die to this.
Yeah, I see him actually leaving this game pretty soon here.
As
probably
up to these Zerglings. Yeah, we should be seeing him leave. And GG! Slayer's BoxeR somehow, some way, tying up this series after being down 3-0 in the Extend series. You can see the disappointment in IdrA's face, the half smirk of pure hatred and anger.
You know, he is just, I would be so upset if I was in his position right now. The EG coach going in, talking to IdrA, trying to get him back into the zone here. Slayer's BoxeR, I think, high on life right now, as he has done 3 insane strategies, and they have worked 3 times. He only has to do 1 more.
Slayer's BoxeR, man, planning out builds that are just perfect for the situation. It is a pleasure to watch this man in action.
This series is crazy. This is quite a story right now. He needs to get back into the game, and I think the easiest way to do that is just to forget about the previous games that you played.
Trying to calm IdrA down right now, as we see, is Alex from EG. And hopefully for IdrA, it does work. As right now, he has to be really, really upset.
You know, the big question is, what kind of strategy does Slayer's BoxeR use now? Because we're seeing a pattern here with success and really out there risky strategies. So the question is, do you do that again because it's working? I mean, eventually...
He tried macro games 3 times. Each time it failed.
That's true. So
IdrA is the king of macro games.
There's, what is our next map, Artosis?
It's going to be dual site. And I mean, that is definitely a map that you can have something wild.
You could hide a gold base. I think IdrA would probably scout that. You could just do proxy, man.
You know what I would not be surprised to see is 2 factory reactored Hellions or 2 factory blue flame Hellions. Both those strategies can be extremely good on this map. We've seen Terrans use that more and more recently in the GSL and defeat some of the best Zerg Saren players in the world.
All right, guys, when we come back, we'll see the final game and discover who's going to move on between IdrA and Slayers BoxeR. We are here witnessing esports history unfold as Slayers BoxeR seems to be coming back against the powerhouse IdrA.
Can't explain it, Tasteless, but it's Slayers BoxeR, so you just have to accept it.
Yeah. We have probably the most legendary StarCraft 1 player of all time in Korea going against the most legendary foreigner, I'd say, of all time. IdrA was the best one before StarCraft 2 came out, so this is quite a story indeed. I am starting the game. I don't want to talk into this camera anymore. I want to cast the game. I'm sure you guys understand as we're going to find out who's going to win in between Slayers BoxeR and IdrA. Okay, so the map is dual site. I don't know what kind of strategy Slayers BoxeR is going to use. We're just going to have to wait and see. Over here in the bottom left starting location, we have the best macro player, but he struggles early on to control his units to stop unusual strategies. Give it up for IdrA. If you want to see this guy win, make some noise. And over here in the upper right, the story almost becoming a fairy tale. The legendary old school player from StarCraft 1, known for his insane strategies, pulling him out in StarCraft 2. Give it up for Slayers BoxeR.
A lot of support for both players out here. It's hard to imagine who is going to win this right now. I thought so for sure that IdrA was going to have it.
I know. I was even telling Artosis on the break after the first win at Slayers BoxeR, and I said, well, IdRA's probably going to just win the next one.
Yeah.
You know, I did actually say that.
And now in this last fight, Tasteless was just like, WTF, mate.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know what kind of, okay, look, guys, there's a limit in terms of Zerg, especially with the game being as new as it is in StarCraft 2, to how many wacky strats you can do in TVZ. Right. There's just, there's a limit because we're still learning the game.
The thing is, we'll never know the limit as the limit of wacky Terran strategies versus Zerg approaches infinity. We see the Slayers BoxeR asymptote.
All right, now, IdrA, I would not be shocked if he starts scouting for proxies, which is what he's doing here.
That's right. Look at this. This guy is he's going to look everywhere. He's thinking that Slayers BoxeR is going to do something wacky. So far, Slayers BoxeR not really doing anything wacky. He's just getting a gas, making some Marines, walling in so he can't be scouted as well. And there's actually no Overlord going over towards Slayers BoxeR's base, really, in a way that they can scout for gas. So there's not going to be any way for IdrA to know if there's tech or not.
So IdrA actually already in a bad position. IdrA super prepared for an all-in, a rush of some sort, and then Drone gets to the base, he says, oh my god, he just walled in. It looks like, you know, he might be doing a completely ordinary strategy. Even this Overlord, actually, if you notice the scouting pattern, sent up, like follow my screen like this, it's, this is just check for barracks that might be hidden this side, on this part of the map. So he just checked in all locations, and now, as far as I can tell, Slayers BoxeR is opening up with the most textbook strategy in TVZ right now in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, reactored Hellion, but will he do something else with this? Will he turn it into double reactored Hellion? Will he turn it into two-factor Blue Flame Hellion? We just don't know yet.
Yeah.
And once we see, that's going to be very interesting. That okay, he's going to take a gold base with it.
Wait, sorry. Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, I'm not kidding you, Tasteless. This is your reality.
The universe... The arc of the universe bends against the will of IdrA right now. I don't know what to say. This sucks for IdrA.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to decorate that statement and make it as flowery as you want, but this is just not good for the guy.
Well, we'll have to see what he does with this. I really would not be surprised if we do see another factory pretty soon here, actually, from Slayers BoxeR.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
I really wouldn't. And in fact, there you go. It is double reactored Hellion. See, this
you
is...
and your crystal ball seeing the future.
That's it, Tasteless. Oh, boy. Okay,
it got spotted.
Wow, huge by IdrA. Huge move.
That's actually so good that he managed to spot that.
Yes,
Because, go ahead.
he's actually just throwing up spine crawlers now, which is the exact right choice. If you make a cancel like that, that is so gigantic that you have forced him to cancel that you just need to start defending.
Yeah. He knows that something's coming. He was doing some mineral-intensive build. What do you get with minerals? You get Marines, you get Hellions.
Yes.
And spine crawlers are good against both. And I think Slayer's BoxeR now sees these spine crawlers and thinks, oh no.
Notice he doesn't show too many of them. He does not want IdrA to know how many he's making. A lot of this strategy is about the surprise factor. If he can just run in with like 8 and run by spine crawlers, only lose 1 or 2, then he is going to kill so many drones.
He's going to peek in here again. Now, does he see he sees, 3 Hellions. But you think about it, 3 is an odd number, and right now the Hellions are coming out at rates of 4.
Yeah.
So he would actually look at that and maybe not think that there's going to be double reactored Hellions.
Definitely, he doesn't have any idea about this yet. Slayer's BoxeR doing a great job of controlling the entire map. There's very little scouting going on for IdrA. He has not made a Roach Warren. He has only Zerglings and speed on the way, couple spine crawlers, and some queens.
You know what I think actually happened is I think IdrA saw the 3 Hellions and said, oh wait, I need to chill out and go back to making drones, which is what he didn't do in the second game that we casted earlier today. Right, these 2. And now he's going to go back into a macro game, so this strategy might work.
I got to tell you something. I am getting some anxiety, Tasteless. This is actually insane. Slayer's BoxeR is making a lot of Hellions.
I'm getting stressed out watching this game. MLG is going to have to pay me in Xanax. This is just too tense. We are going to have to wait and see, guys. Basically, here's what's going to happen. It's going to boil down to this one moment where the Hellions speed across the map. Wait.
This is very important. Can he scout how many Hellions are in here? Uh-oh. That's a huge amount of information. Slayer's BoxeR has to go right now.
All right, that's triggered the rush. There's actually no turning back now. Let me check on the unit counts. We have 16 Hellions right now. Do we have a Roach Warren making?
No Roach Warren. A lot of Hellions are coming down. This is a huge amount right here. And we'll see, can IdrA actually hold this off? He's even going after spine crawlers, Stasis. He doesn't care what's here. We do have some Banelings morphing. If those can connect, it'll be huge. Nice little surround for just a moment. The spine crawler is dealing huge amounts of damage, but Slayer's BoxeR continues some beautiful micro.
All right, he's taken out almost all the queens. And here's the truth. He could take out this spine crawler. I know Hellions are good against him, but there are just too many of them. He's microing back the spine crawler. IdrA knows he just has to survive this, and he should be fine. But remember, more and more Hellions are going to be spilling down here, reinforcing this attack.
Well, that is a lot of spine crawlers, man, and he continues to make nothing but Hellions. This could be very bad for Slayer's BoxeR, especially with that Spire on the way. Beautiful Baneling connection. Slayer's BoxeR with very few Hellions left. Very few being 11, but comparatively to before, not that many. So many spines are out, Tasteless, and that Spire halfway done. Slayer's BoxeR very smartly is adding 4 barracks.
And a Spire's on the way.
And also an engineering base. So looks like he's going to get ready for this.
Whoa. It's a lot of barracks. All right, so he's going to keep you. Oh, hold that thought. The ramp. Is it protected enough?
Beautiful Banelings back and forth. He's trying to get up here. Will the Banelings actually connect? Oh my God, he gets in. The Spire is about to finish. IdrA just has a little bit to run his drones, running them to the side, trying to take out these queens.
3 mutas on the way. The Hellions, of course, cannot attack air units. Right now, Slayer's BoxeR, if you look at his money, he's at 1.3K. That's because he's microing this so hard he can't even go back to his base and spend his money. Zerling surround. It looks like he's going to hold it.
We have 8 mutas on the way, though, Tasteless. Slayer's BoxeR, where are your missile turrets, sir? He only has 37 SCVs against 52 drones.
He's at 1.4 or 1.5K right now with minerals. As you can see, he was having to control the Hellions so much, he just could not go back to his base. I mean, there's a moment, and it's not that Slayer's BoxeR is bad. Slayer's BoxeR is good. You have to know priority, and actually, when do you focus on what?
By the way, there was like 30 Hellions made that in this game so far. Only 4 drones have died. One of them to
Actually, we need to repeat that again. Out of 30 Hellions made, only 4 drones were killed, and the whole function of that attack is to kill the drones.
That's right. Well, we have the Mulus coming up, starting some harassment. Very well done by EGIdrA, just getting what he can get right now. There are some missile turrets out, taking out something like a reactor, very, very valuable. It takes a long time to build that.
We have the Mulus coming in here, getting the tech lab. He wants to get rid of any opportunity for siege tanks to come out because, of course, siege tanks in siege mode are sort of the counter to banelings.
That is quite true.
Yeah, which EGIdRA is going to be dependent on. Note he's making the command center in the very center of the map. And now, here's the situation, is EGIdRA survived the cheese, okay? The question now is, can Slayer's BoxeR survive a standard Terran versus Zerg? Because that's actually the way that this is transitioned into. Is EGIdRA lost like queens, he lost Zerglings. He didn't lose drones, so he can keep making an army. But Slayer's BoxeR now is going to have to just go Marine Siege Tank. And we know EGIdRA normally wins in that.
That's quite true. We do have BoxeR also down about 40-ish supply, just a little bit less than that. But a lot of that is just because his macro fell behind. So as he catches up on depots and starts his production really in earnest, he's going to catch up quite a bit supply-wise. But his economy is behind. 50 drones to 60, or rather 69 drones to 50 SCVs, 3 base to 2.
All right, the gold base here is going to be probably, well, actually, I don't know if this would be the focal point or not for EGIdRA. Sometimes in Terran versus Zerg, it gets to a point in time where you stop attacking expansions and start attacking wherever the layer is and the tech is.
And we have a nice little music harassment here. Might take out another reactor. In fact, it does, and EGIdRA will get out of there. Oh, a wild Thor appears.
The expansion hatchery over here almost done. And we have 2 gases over here. So this is when EGIdRA now is in his element. This is EGIdRA in his natural habitat. He has a lot of bases. He's upgrading. He's hatcheries all hotkeyed. His fingers making.
His fingers are on his hands.
Fingers on his hands.
They're
fingers hitting the keys on the keyboard.
so.
I was trying to make a statement that was far too fancy for me to hammer together. And now we have the Mutas just moving around the Terran's base, because what EGIdRA wants to do is the moment that Slayer's BoxeR leaves his base, the Mutalisks go back in. And that's why the turrets and the Thors are so necessary.
I wonder what the plan here is going to be for Slayer's BoxeR. He's already made his 3rd command center, but what is he going to use it for? Will he go over and take a 3rd base? Will he just try to push out with a strong 2-base timing?
I don't know. You know, he could just keep the orbital here and keep landing mules, but he's going to mine this out pretty quickly. Oh! I believe we just saw an SCV killed off.
You know, looking at this game, Tasteless, I don't think that there is a 2-base timing that exists that
I know. That's
possibly
what I'm
win this
too.
game. I don't care if it's Bomber trying to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, look at actually how much of the map EGIdRA has. He's even dropping creep, which we rarely see even with players on the GSL. Hold that thought. The Thor, I can't even see it.
Well,
it is gone.
It's dead,
all right.
Tasteless. And the Mutalisks just moving through here, causing just a lot of damage. EGIdRA has maxed out.
It's a pretty serious bruise. EGIdRA just left on Slayer's BoxeR's main base. And again, I want to mention this because we actually never, ever see this. The players actually sending out their overlords all over the map and dropping creep.
It's actually very
the map is going to be covered in purple pretty soon.
Right, he's got careful. He's got siege these tanks right
no!
now. Oh my God, EGIdRA with a gigantic attack, trying to target down the banelings, but no, the siege tanks not hitting what they should, and the banelings causing massive damage.
And EGIdRA knows exactly how to do it. We've seen this from both of these players. They go and they do as much damage as they possibly can, and the moment they have just a little bit of doubt, they turn around. Now here's the problem though, is EGIdRA actually left, and he actually missed this.
That's right. BoxeR is going to go over and take that base. It's very risky. EGIdRA could easily make a ton of units and go hit that and force it to at least lift off, if not kill it.
All right, he's going to go over here once again for the tech lab. So smart. He says no more siege tanks for you, Slayer's BoxeR. And as you can see, he's going to turn around. Don't you love the way the Thor looks when it's on the medevac in fetal position like that?
Yeah.
Just cracks me up. All right, the Mutalisks, he needs to stay active with him. It's weird, actually, Artosis, because of all the places on the map, he's just like not looking at this part. Think about this. Yeah. This is the most... Okay, now he knows.
And that is a lot of Mutalisks. Fortunately for them, the Thor is there, and they are weak against Thor types.
And I think we're going to have another move here. IdrA just going to try to just bludgeon him here.
Boy. This is absolutely going to clean this expansion up, and Slayer's BoxeR has way overextended himself. The max IdrA against sub 100 supply BoxeR. This might actually be the final blow, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think this is the killing blow. Slayer's BoxeR is on life support right now, and that's not going to be around for much longer.
IdrA's about to pull the plug, and he's not even going to feel bad about it.
Slayer's BoxeR being punished here. You can't keep cheesing like that over and over again. Statistically, you're just not going to win that many times. Lands his mule.
That's it. GG. Holy tamale. IdrA with a huge victory there. This is a new and improved IdrA.
IdrA is in a state of overcoming, really. If you look at what the story is of IdrA, was someone who left too soon, someone who lost too early, someone who was a master in a state where you had to work your way up to that point, 15, 20 minutes into the game, and then you don't lose. Slayer's BoxeR, the polarized opposite. He is somebody who wins early, who tricks his opponents. And this goes to show you that sometimes...
Give it up for IdrA! He has just defeated Slayer's BoxeR. An amazing young pro gamer he is. Wow.
Unbelievable games so far. And again, IdrA is he's come so far. He stopped the crazy all in, and then he said, all right, Slayer's BoxeR, now you got to play on my turf. You have to play the standard game, the one where we're just making units and getting into position, not the one where we're hiding stuff or trying to trick the opponent.
IdrA will move on, but of course that means Slayer's BoxeR has been eliminated. It's too bad, I hate to see him go, but I loved casting him leave.
Yeah, it was such a story that was told here today at MLG, and I honestly, it really couldn't have been better. Nope. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's for IdrA to win those three, and then Slayer's BoxeR pulls out
and wins 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Never thought it'd go like that.
Well,
so
we are going to have an interview now from our lovely interviewer, JP. So we'll be back in a little bit here at MLG, but enjoy the interview for now.
All right, guys, I'm here right now with EGIdrA. Make a ton of noise, guys. He just came back and took Game 7. Let's start a little bit earlier in the series, specifically with that Metalopolis game. When you first saw the high yield, really, what went through your mind?
I can't really hear. On Metalopolis?
Yeah.
I had seen the Marine King versus Sheth match where Sheth should have beat him by going Roachling. He just messed up a little bit. So I figured if I do that, I just win. But I'm still not really sure what happened in that final battle. He just must have been good tank fighting or something. I don't know.
And what about the rest of the games? I mean, when he started coming back and got on that stride that he was, what did your team manager, Alex, come in and say to you that really kind of settled you, it seemed like, in that last match?
He just told me I could win, put it out of my mind, don't worry about all that other stuff.
You're going to be playing Hongen next, TVP. How do you think that'll go?
He's going to do some kind of like 2-base, Blinks Docker all in or whatever. I don't know how it'll go.
All right. Well, once more, guys, give it up for EGIdrA just coming back in that Game 7. Congratulations. Good luck later on in the tournament. Let's kick it back to the caster desk with Nick and Dan.
Congratulations to IdrA. What a great little nerd. We are so happy and so proud of him.
All right, guys, we're going to turn it over to the blue stream now. So enjoy. It was a pleasure casting for you guys here at MLG, and we'll be back soon. Take care.